What is going on today, guys? Tomcat here, and today we are back in Spin Tires taking a look at the Koenigsegg monster truck mod. Now, this is from the same guy that actually did the Lamborghini mod that we looked at a while back, the Lamborghini monster truck mod, and this is basically built on the same platform, but the performance is just a little bit different. I feel like this one's a little bit faster, and it's also a little bit grippier, and the way the diff lock actually affects cornering is a little bit different as well with this particular car, so you'll definitely get a few different performance aspects out of this car. I think this one is better for racing if you like to take these and race them around the Blackwater Raceway. But what I really like about this car is the fact that he actually took the Koenigsegg wheels and basically kind of enlarged them and then put massive monster truck tires on them. I think that's one of the best parts of this mod to me. But before we actually go around the track, let me go ahead and disable motion blur and bring the sound level down just a little bit so it's not overpowering or anything like that. But the biggest thing that you notice right off the bat about this car is the fact that it's quick. It's really, really quick, and also the suspension is extremely bouncy, so you have to get used to that fact. But once you get used to that, you're pretty much good to go. Now, one thing to be aware of when you're driving it is the fact that if you go into a corner with the diff lock on, you're just going to plow with understeer, like really bad. You're going to completely destroy yourself with understeer. And you just have to be aware that if you're going to go into any sort of sharp bend, then you need to oh my god! Woo! That was ridiculous. But if you're going to go into any kind of long bend, you got to disable the diff lock and then enable it again as quickly as possible to avoid that understeer. But the thing is, the second you disable it, you're either going to spin or get massive oversteer unless you re-enable it immediately. And the thing is, too, if you land any sort of not straight whatsoever, then it will bounce, and it'll bounce bad. It'll pretty much either spin itself around or end up facing some random direction that you didn't plan for in the first place. Now, the interior cam in this car is, well, it's a bit odd. I wouldn't call it effective, so let's not use it. But, I mean, it's okay for what it is, but it's certainly not a view I would spend a lot of time in. The problem is, it's got so much suspension travel in the front that when the front end dives, it has a tendency to damage itself. And that can be a kind of a really annoying thing, especially if you're trying to set some kind of lap time, or if you're racing against people. It really does affect, wow, nice, nice there with the voice crack, but it really does tend to take at least a little bit of the fun out. I wouldn't say it takes all the fun out, because this thing, even if it's fully damaged, you're going to be having a blast with it, but it does take a little bit of the fun factor away, because you're always concerned about the fact that, yeah, you are going to damage that front end almost every single time that you land, unless you land on the back end of the car, which also bounces you around pretty bad. So it's a weird rhythm with this thing, and you kind of have to get into that rhythm, but the thing is, once you get into it, you're almost right back out of it again, just because of how unpredictable this car actually is. And the thing is, too, since it uses a ton of fuel, you're not going to be using it for any exploring. I'm sorry, but you're not going to be using this as an exploration vehicle, because we're not even done with a full lap yet, and I'm almost completely out of fuel. So it's a little bit thirsty. Let's just call it that. Now, the nice thing about it though is that where are you going to find another vehicle like this? I mean, you're going to find the Lamborghini mod, but that's about it. I mean, that's about it as far as like supercar monster trucks go in Spin Tires. I mean, how big of a niche is supercar monster trucks? It's very small. And so the guy that's actually responsible for these cars, I applaud what he's been doing, because it's a nice change of pace from a lot of the realistic stuff in Spin Tires. And if you want to just have something to mess around with, these cars are really the way to go, because they are so fun, so different, and so just ridiculous in every possible way that whenever you're driving one of these, you can't help but have a smile on your face. I mean, if you, again, like I said, if you need something different than the Norman Spin Tires, this is it right here. Let's see if we can get this last jump without screwing up the landing, and not too bad. Well, never mind. It bounced real bad and went into like 6, I don't even know, like 12 flips. The thing is, we landed, and we didn't die completely. Now, the other thing I'm going to do with this, I almost said this car, but I feel like it's not quite a car anymore. It's a little bit of a, well, it's not really a monster truck either, because a monster truck would have a truck body, so this is kind of in a category all its own. Now, before we end this test, and I know it was a little bit of a short test, but I wanted to test this car in really in the way of what it was meant for. And you're not going to do like lengthy map exploration. You're going to do a couple of laps of the Blackwater Raceway, and then you're going to take it up here, and you're going to jump it off this insanely huge jump, and that's what you're going to use it for. That you're not, like I said, you're not going to be spending a bunch of time using it realistically, because let's be honest, it's not realistic at all. Get lined up just a little bit. Yes. Alright, and power! Come on! That's full power down the hill. And off the jump! Oh my god! That's probably the farthest I've ever been on that jump before. Thing is, it's still, I mean, it's not dead as far as damage goes. It's still technically alive, but it is on its roof, and it'd be a real pain in the ass to rescue it. But if you guys enjoyed this test, then don't forget to leave me a like. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later. And if you guys want to download this mod and try it for yourself, there'll be a link in the description box below.